Mr. Spilling? Mr. Spilling? Mr. Spilling, where are you? Oh. Hi, Mr. Spilling. Where have you been? Oh, are you getting ready to try out for marching band? Oh, so what instrument do you want to play? Do you want to play the clarinet? Do you want to try the trumpet? Do you want to be in the guard? And how about the mellophone? Oh, so you want to play the mellophone. Well, that's kind of a different kind of instrument, isn't it? Okay, well, how about you take your hat and you put it down and we'll get some Mellophone Basics done. All right, sounds good. So we've decided that we want to play the mellophone for marching band this year. That's a great instrument. It's kind of related to the horn that we learned about earlier because it is in the key of F and it uses some of the same fingerings, but it's kind of different. So let's start off by getting out our case and getting our instrument. So here's our case, and of course, safety first, the logo's on top, and we're ready to go. This one has extra latches, so make sure you undo all of them before trying to open up the case. Now, the mellophone is easy like the French horn in the way that it's put together. We only have two main pieces. We have the actual body of the horn, and then we have the mouthpiece. It's shaped a little bit differently than our horn mouthpiece, but it works a lot the same way. One other thing that we need when we're learning how to play the mellophone is a pair of gloves. We have a pair of gloves here because our marching band instruments get a lot of wear and tear over the season, so we need to make sure that we protect them while we're playing them. Our hands have lots of oils and grease in them that can wear away the finish. So after we're ready, let's review making our first sound with the mouthpiece. Let's pick that up. So, as a review, the first thing we're going to practice making those horse raspberry sounds. Let's give that a try. Good, we still remember exactly how to do that. Our next step is to bring the mouthpiece to our face. Now, the horn mouthpiece goes mostly on the upper lip, but this mouthpiece is going to go 50-50. Half on the upper lip, half on the lower lip. Let's see what that sounds like. Very good. And you can tell the sound is a little bit different. It's a little less mellow. It has a more sharp tone so that it can be carried outdoors. Very good. Can we hear that siren again? Awesome job. And as a reminder, as a review, the way that we make our siren is by tightening and loosening the corners of the lips, making sure that they're firmer when we want to go higher and a little less firm when we go down low. Now, mellophone has not so many slides as the horn does. It's more shaped like a trumpet. You could say that they're cousins. So let's start off by getting our horn out of the case very carefully. You're going to pick it up by the main valve section, never by the bell. After you pick it up, you're going to gently put in the mouthpiece. Remember, we're only going to give it about a quarter of a turn to make sure that it doesn't fall out, but we also don't want it to get stuck. Now, when we set the mellophone down if we ever need to, we never ever set it on the bell. It might be tempting because it looks like it's a good place to put it. It's stable and it's sturdy. But we wouldn't want to do that because it's very easy to step on it or to knock it over. And of course, just like all of our instruments, they're very expensive and we don't want to have to replace them. So, the next thing that we'll work on is our posture and our breathing. Now, if you want to get a spot in the marching band, you're going to have to make sure that your posture is awesome. Now, just by its name, do we think the marching band does a whole lot of sitting? Probably not. So we need to learn how we're going to have proper posture. Since we don't have chairs, it's going to be a little bit different. The first thing we want to do is we want to make sure that we're standing up as tall as we possibly can. One way we can do that is by stretching our arms up all the way to the sky, going up on our tippy toes, and trying not to lose any height as we come all the way back down and then put our arms down relaxed. Your chest should be nice and open, but don't put it too far out, as though you're hanging from a string that's suspended from the top of your head. Very good. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put that posture with the instrument. So take a second to relax, pick up the instrument off the ground, and we're going to stand nice and relaxed. We're going to make sure that the bell of the horn is more on our left leg than our right, and then we're going to make sure that our shoulders are still nice and back, and we're still standing as tall as possible. That's great. That's going to help us breathe properly so that we can run around the field and also play our music at the same time. Now, from this position, we're going to hold most of the weight of the horn in our left hand underneath the bell, underneath the valves. So try that. Exactly. Your right hand should just float on top. Now, make sure that since we don't want to play to the ants, we want to have our bell a little bit higher up. Perfect! That's amazing. You look great. On top of on our right hand, our fingers should be curved into a C position, resting on valves 1, 2, and 3. Remember that valve 1 is closest to you, valve 2 is in the middle, and valve 3 is furthest away, closest to the bell. Your pinky finger should be resting lightly on top of the ring, or gently inside of it. Just make sure that you're not using it to pull the horn towards you, because that would crush your face and make you tired. Very good. Take a second to shake that out. Alright, now that we know about proper posture, we're halfway to getting a spot in the marching band for this year. So now that we look great, we need to sound great too. So with our proper posture, we're going to learn how to breathe from the belly and get our notes out. So let's see that good posture again, holding most of the weight of the horn on the left hand, with our right hand gently curved above. Now, with a 50-50 placement on our lips with the mouthpiece, we're going to take a deep breath in our belly and we're going to play any note that comes out. Let's hear it. That was great. So you can also make, just like on the horn, the high notes and the low notes. Let's hear either a higher note or a lower note. Very, very good. That was great. So the first note that we're going to learn to play with the rest of the band is going to be F. And the way that we play F is with our first valve. So that is the valve that is closest to your body. Let's hear an F. That was great. Take a second to relax. Alright, so we look great and we sound great. We learned a new kind of posture that we don't really use in any of our other ensembles, and we also learned the first note that we're going to need for band. The next thing we need to do is pack on up for the day. I know, but don't worry. Marching season will be here soon enough, and you have the whole summer to practice. So we're going to take our mouthpiece, we're going to gently twist it out of the horn, and we're going to put it right back in our case. Next, we're going to take the main horn and put it right inside the case. Finally, after we have our horn put away, we're going to take our gloves off and store them for the next rehearsal inside of our case. And with that, we're one season closer to getting in the marching band.